All right, we have the longest injury report of the entire season. There was a lot of things that went down today, so we're going to simplify it and give it to you in one spot. So let's get started right away. Yetur Gross-Matos, according to Kyle Shanahan, is expected to be activated from injured reserve and will play in this game coming up against the Seattle Seahawks. But obviously, as you can see, there's also Mitch Wishnowsky in the breaking template. Mitch Wishnowsky has been placed on injured reserve and he will miss a minimum of 4 weeks. Now, what does that mean? Obviously, the San Francisco 49ers signed his replacement, and he is currently on the practice squad in Pat O'Donnell, so they have an answer there. But this is something that's been ongoing for Mitch Wishnowsky. He was dealing with it all off season, and it's been re-aggravated, and now he finds himself on IR. So man, the 49ers have had to place kickers and punters on IR this year. Just a wild ride. And we do have some kicker news in this as well. This is just how big of a jam-packed update it is. Obviously, we all want to know what's going on with Trent Williams. Trent Williams missed all 3 days of practice this week, dealing with an ankle. They wanted to get him up for practice today, but he was unable to go, according to Kyle Shanahan. So that makes Trent Williams officially a game time decision. Kyle said they're going to literally wait all the way up until kickoff to see if he can go, which is to be expected. It's Trent. He doesn't need to practice, but he's a guy you want out there. So we're on high alert that we could see Jalen Moore at left tackle for the San Francisco 49ers. So keep an eye out for that. Hopefully he's able to go. Now, a lot of guys popped up onto the injury report. Of course, Nick Bosa hip and tight end George Kittle hamstring. We've been monitoring their progress throughout the week. They are both officially questionable for this game, but the fact that George practiced the last 2 days in a row and Nick Bosa returned to practice, I feel pretty good about their availability coming up. So I expect both of them to play, but they are on the injury report. We also found out Brandon Aiyuk had knee surgery. Obviously, it's been a couple weeks. I'm not sure. I'm sure there's benefits to why they waited. I'm sure it might have to do with swelling or things like that. But they do. Kyle Shanahan officially announced earlier this week that he had knee surgery. I think there was a video of him flying, and that I wouldn't be surprised if he was, going to a specialist or something like that. So hoping for a speedy recovery for Brandon Aiyuk, and hopefully he'll be ready to go at the start of training camp. That would be ideal, but we'll have to wait and see what that timetable for return looks like for him. So still currently TBD with when we can expect BA to return. This is the full injury report, and as you can see, we've already talked about Nick Bosa. Jonathan Feliciano is still questionable with a knee. Yetur Gross-Matos was officially tagged as questionable, but is expected to be activated. A big surprise is Aaron Banks is questionable, which means he got injured in practice yesterday. So he is questionable with a thigh. And if it is serious enough, they could potentially activate Jonathan Feliciano. Now, I don't believe Kyle was asked about Jonathan Feliciano, so he didn't divulge whether he was going to be activated or not. One of the problems with activating either, Yetur Gross-Matos, which they plan to do, they've already discussed that, is they have to make roster moves. So they got to cut 2 players if they activate Feliciano and they activate Yetur Gross-Matos. So I think that is a huge reason, and that's kind of playing into maybe why they haven't activated Feliciano just yet. But with Banks being hurt, that could be the opportunity for Feliciano to fill in at left guard if needed. We'll have to wait and see. We already talked about George Kittle. Cornerback Darrell Luter Jr. pelvis is doubtful This was also a practice injury. He was not on the practice reports earlier this week, so that means it was reported after practice yesterday. He didn't practice today and is doubtful for this game, so he's probably out for this one. Kevin Givens in practice all week. This will be the second week in a row, I believe, that he will miss. We already talked about Mitch Wishnowsky being placed on injured reserve and Charvarius Ward out with the personal matter. So he can continue to take as much time as he needs. But good news, I guess you could say, regarding Jawan Jennings. Obviously, he kind of scared, not him personally, but him popping up on the injury report on Wednesday and turning in a limited participation. Also could, be cause for concern, but however, he was removed from the practice report and the injury report, and he is cleared. He's good to go. So Jawan Jennings, no injury designation heading into this game, and he is ready to go. Also, you have Matthew Wright, kicker who got hurt, and he came in, played well against Seattle the last time the 49ers played against Seattle. He also got hurt in this game. He was placed on injured reserve, and today the San Francisco 49ers waive him from IR. So that tells you, obviously, they're not going to keep him around, and Jake Moody is going to be your kicker this week. And obviously, a lot of conversations about the future of Jake Moody and where he's going to be and what he's going to do, but it is what it is. Jake Moody will be your kicker moving forward. John Lynch went on KMBR today to provide the faith and confidence that they have in Jake Moody. So no changes coming at the kicker position. But as you can see, a lot of updates today, a lot of different things to discuss. Some surprises, not some surprises. I guess since we're on this, we should talk about the Seattle ones. If you haven't seen it already, Trent Williams has retired today in a bit of a shocking development. He's their starting center, and the center who will now fill in for him only has one career start. So that's something that they are up against. And also DK Metcalf will be playing in this game after missing the last couple weeks of this past season with an injury. So he will be back, and he was available for the last time the 49ers played, and he'll likely see a lot of Renardo Green and Diamador Lenore coming on up. But as you can see, and like we said, jam-packed injury report to end our Friday. Let me know what you guys think about all these injuries. Should they activate Feliciano, meaning they got to cut someone else? What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, make sure to like and subscribe for more updates.